Xbox Record This is a podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days. Hosted by three BFFs, Daddy Diwali, Chipotle Bear, and Bubble Boy and Seven. This is Cortana. And remember, don't make a girl a promise if you know you can't keep it. As always, Spartans, see you online.
Oh, hello, Daddy Diwali here, and welcome to Xbox Record This, episode 75, you guys. Man, only 25 away from 100. Can you believe it? Before I introduce the rest of the XRT crew, I gotta share this right now, you guys. Man, I just went to Antonio's. It's this little Italian restaurant right off of Bowles and C470 right next to that Walmart over there, you know. Anyway, guys, I just had one of the worst acidic, hot cacao, run to the bathroom diarrheas that I haven't had in a long time. Like, we're talking, I was up at the top getting the kids out of the van, and I was like, oh no, I hope this is the fire. And then I was like, a little, you know, okay.
Yeah, turtle head on you.
No, a juicy leakage. Okay. And so thankfully nothing got on the underwear, nothing got on the jeans. I clenched my buns and just, did the weird, awkward walk immediately.
All those squats were worth it, bud. So you have those muscles. Oh my gosh.
So we cheated death right there. And then, so I was just in the bathroom, you guys. I'm warning you, I might have to go again. I don't know what happened. I got just cheese pizza and pesto pasta. I think it was the pesto. And I'm not going to lie, it wasn't even that good. So joining me as always, the assistant to the co-host, there's your warning. Bubble Boy, how are you, my friend?
Yeah, better than you, I guess, which isn't normal. But
yeah,
as always, happy to be here. Can't wait to talk some Xbox.
Oh man, we've got so much to talk. Guys, you are in for a special episode. I already can tell.
Number 75 is a treat.
Dude, there are so many great topics, so much stuff to talk about. And joining us, as always, the assistant to the co-host, recently demoted again. Chipotle Bear, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. It was been a rough week. I was sick this week. I actually had to stay home, which I never do.
Got COVID for the third time, everybody.
COVID was just a cold. And trying to get back to work was busy because I actually was taking, at Thursday was my last day this week, because last night we went to the Great American Beer Festival.
Oh yeah.
Which was a lot of fun. I was a little worried, in my old age, in our middle age years here, to go do the Great American, but it was great. We felt all right by the end of it. And my exciting news, either of you, because I was hiding, was that in between leaving school and having to get home in time to get ready for that, I was able to pop by Target, pick up this bad.
Oh, you got one? They were all sold out when I was looking.
So for those that aren't on the video, I've been meaning to buy the girls a Series S for a long time because they like playing my X, but I like playing my X, and I actually have a place for them upstairs where they can play. And so I had actually sold our Switch. I sold our Switch with all of our games, the Pro Controller. And it finally happened. And so I was looking on actually Facebook Marketplace, and then that banger deal came out this week that if for $250,
such a good
did you get the controller? What controller did you get?
Let's see. Right here, baby.
Oh, standard core white.
Well, but because here's the thing, it's not my controllers. They're the girls' controllers, and they want to put stickers all of them. They have to be the same controller.
Okay, good idea.
So they each have a controller. They have a Series S. I'm going to set it up for them tomorrow. So it has been a great week overall. I know I actually sound a little bit sick, but I feel great and happy to be here with two of my BFFs right now to enjoy some XRT.
Yeah, great snag.
Dude, I'm really happy for you. I'm glad one of us got it. That's
dude. I literally, as I woke up on Thursday morning,
I've had two
at 5:30. I was in the bathroom brushing my teeth, and I was on Target.com, adding it to my cart.
Oh yeah. I just
I'm
checked.
Everyone I'm happy one of us has an S. I'm happy one of us got that wicked deal.
Yeah,
it's just it's. My goodness, what an amazing, and it makes me, my only hope is that maybe it had something to do with they knew what might be coming down for that Prime early days deals. And
I thought about that too.
By the way,
for you, Jose,
not only chance did did Jose get to go to the Great American Beer Festival, but he also got to miss out on one of the worst games in NFL history. He made the right choice. Concerned, I'm going to miss the Broncos game. That was the smartest choice you've ever made, Jose, to miss that horrible, caca, just absolutely disgraceful I don't even want to talk
no
about
joke.
it.
At the end of the night,
We suck again. Yes, Broncos always sucked.
We were at the Great Divide booth, and I was like, it was right at that point where I was like, I probably need to start heading home. And I leaned over to some dude in a Broncos jersey, just like, hey, what's the score right now? And he was like, he just shook his head. He wouldn't even answer me. And I was like, oh, that bad. I looked at my phone. I was like, I'm sorry, brother. And we gave a cheers and drank our beer and walked away.
God, mark this in history, you guys. It's October 7th, 2022. Yesterday, the Broncos played in the worst Thursday night football game ever. Worst.
And it might have been one of the worst primetime games ever.
Oh, easily.
Oh, yeah.
Easily.
It'll be in a top 5 list for sure one day.
For sure. Everyone's saying it was the worst game. It was pretty bad. Worst primetime. But remember the Super Bowl with the Patriots and the Rams? That was a pretty bad. That was like, Super Bowl bad. But go ahead.
And I think maybe had it ended in a tie, it could have been the worst game of all time. But it was funny. So our good buddy Eric, who's the PlayStation guy that used to be a counselor at Gateway, he was actually at the game, and he's more of a soccer fan than football, but he likes football. And he's like, oh, who'd have known I got the soccer game I wanted to come to after all? Because that's essentially all it was.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Such a low score. Just
horrible. Wow. Russell Wilson just looked absolutely terrible. And then seeing that KJ Hamler was wide open there, didn't even look. And he had every right to. Did you see him? Oh, I saw him explode. Yes,
he was like that for. I was listening to the radio this morning, and Vic Lombardi was like, "Yeah, he was like that for the next 45 minutes."
Oh, yeah. Anyway, let's move on. This is an Xbox podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days. But speaking of Xbox, we're going to jump right into the warm-up. Actually, no. Sorry. Shout-outs. We've got so many XRT shout-outs, you guys. Luckily, I checked the XRT email. Haven't been getting the notifications. I don't know why on my new iPhone 14 Pro. Where I'm signed into both. Why am I not getting them? Anyway, yeah, whatever, Jose. Here's the first shout out. Huge XRT shout out to Star Sanchez 1988 for following us on Instagram. Even though I'm going to say it right now, Miss Starman, I'm very disappointed that you are canceling your Xbox. I think you want to cancel your credit card.
Xbox. No, it was a Game Pass. She wants to cancel Game Pass.
She said she was getting random charges, and I'm like, no, it doesn't work like that. Either your son or your kids are buying stuff. Yeah, I'm very disappointed, Miss Starman. Anyway, Miss Starman, huge shout out. She was a teacher for maybe
she was a student teacher and a teacher for us.
Yeah. At our old Green Mountain High School. So shout out to Miss Starman. Miss Starman, you're welcome to talk to us about setting up your son's Game Pass and Xbox Live.
Explain that story, because I have no idea what you're talking about.
She posted something on, I know we're old, Facebook about how do you cancel Xbox Live. What was it, Jose? Something
she was Game Pass. How do you cancel Game Pass? Because she was trying to do it like on the app or on the actual Xbox, and she couldn't figure it out. And like some of our old friends from high school were saying like you got to really go to you have to do it on a computer basically. Yeah, that's what she needed to know.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, Miss Starman, but somebody's buying stuff with who has the Xbox. Next shout out, huge XRT shout out to X Bacon Gaming on YouTube, and he wrote top 5 TV dads. Padre gets mad points for thinking outside the box. Cameron Poe is a fantastic choice for a father-daughter story as old as time. Clark Griswold, need I say more? Honorable mentions: Randy Marsh, Danny Glover, Lethal Weapon, The GOAT.
That's a good one too, Bacon.
Yeah, here's his top 5 list. Number 5, Tim the Toolman Taylor, teaching young boys to be men with the help of power tools. Number 4, Arthur Spooner, King of Queens is better than Seinfeld. Wow, somebody boot this guy from the party. Number 3, Coach Taylor. You guys covered him pretty well. Nothing more to add. Number 2, Danny Tanner. He taught me so many lessons as a child. And number 1, Hopper, shocking, Hopper from Stranger Things. His quality parenting saved the entire world. Oh, hello again, friends. I like Hopper. Number 1, Bacon, really? I mean, he did bring up a good point. I mean, I guess he is technically dad to 11. I mean,
yeah, but then didn't he? Spoiler.
Yeah, don't say. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I know he's gone. That's what I said. I'm like, he's not even around.
No,
That's what I said.
Well, okay. Never
All
mind.
right. Well, we'll talk about no spoilers. We don't want to ruin Stranger Things for people out there because it's worth you watching. And then we got another huge XRT shout out to Billy Sonamaker, aka Coach Goose on YouTube. And he wrote, Chipotle Bear's list is greater than Daddy Diwali's. Well,
it's truth.
You shut your mouth when you're talking to me there, Goose. And then he said, he wrote in also, and Jose, where can people reach us? Apparently,
I would just like to say that all these were from the email, so people must be listening to every time when I say this. You could write into us always at xboxrecordthis@gmail.com or drop into all those DMs for sure.
For sure. He said, I didn't know you were going to read the email on the podcast. Don't need Bubble Boy calling me out again on my medical needs. But to answer the question, DK Oldies, see the link below, was the company I was talking about. Chipotle Bear, I really think you and I could do this, hit up eBay and refurbish systems and games. As far as his dad's list, y'all forgot a few that I think I'd like to give shout outs to.
I gotta say, before you read these are fantastic. I am ashamed that we forgot some of these on here. His list may have been better than all of ours.
Well, I haven't read it yet, so I'm excited. Joseph Cooper from Interstellar. Man figured out time travel for his daughter. Liked the movie, but was he really a good dad? Wasn't he kind of not around, Goose, for basically this daughter's entire life, either working before the blight thing happened and then literally time traveling? Anyway, Howard Langston, jingle all the way. That man got Turbo Man.
Yeah, but he also forgot Turbo Man. That's like the whole point of the movie.
Brian Mills from Taken. He took him back.
Obviously amazing.
But then he lost her again. And then again a third time.
Chris Gardner, Pursuit of Happiness. I'm not crying. You're crying. And then, I like this one. Harry Stamper, Armageddon. You see the movie and music video. Need I say more?
That was the one that I was like, how did we forget
That's a good one. Let's mad respect to Bruce Willis.
I'm getting chills right now just thinking about that scene in the elevator.
Close my eyes. I don't want to fall asleep because sorry, I don't want to get a copyright strike there, guys.
Miss you, babe.
And I don't want to miss a thing.
You sound nothing like him.
Moving on. Thank you so much, Goose, for writing in. Loved hearing you. Thank you for sharing all of those wonderful top 5 dads. And I'd love to hear your voice in an Xbox Live party, Goose. You have Halo. You have a Series X. Get on Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th,
Let's
baby.
go. Let's go, Billy. And Jose, I'm going to toss this curveball right over to you from Claire to Square.
Yes, ma'am. This is from a good friend Claire to Square. It says, hello, gentlemen.
Jose, hold on, Jose. I have to say, she wrote this, I believe it said 8 days ago. I don't know if I missed this right before our last show. So just forgive me, Claire, if I missed it last week. Sorry.
Copy. It was not intentional that I didn't write in for a minute following my showdown with Chipotle. Nothing but love for you guys. I finished Inside this week. It was a disturbing outcome, but it felt good to complete and was a really cool concept for a game. I like those dystopian, dark, but simple games like this, and super hot because they're about puzzle and strategy, but the underlying story that's hinted at is usually pretty interesting. Thank you for the recommendation. Claire, you're very welcome always. Continuing, no, I have not beaten Elden Ring yet. Okay. In other news, I'm lucky enough to be born in October, so when I used Moby Games to see what was potentially released on my birthday, the lists were very long. Disclaimer, I don't know that many games, so there may be more interesting ones that I got glossed over, but here's what I found. All right,
hold on
October,
real quick. Was she alive in 94?
Yeah.
Moving on. October 9th, 2022, Elder Scrolls 5 Anniversary Edition for Windows. 2018 World of Tanks, no idea what that is, but title is pretty cool. 2017 Cuphead, that's a great game. 2015 Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5. 2014 Forza Motorsport 5. 2011 GTA 3. 2005 the Namco Bandai Holdings Inc. The company was established. In 1999, Age of Empires 2, one of my favorite game franchises. I used to play it on PC with the disc that I had to insert in the computer and everything. Also, 1999 Tony Hawk Pro Skater, the OG. Impressive. That is a great game. I had a version of that signed by him. Did you know that at one point?
No. Dang.
Wow.
1996 Nintendo 64 was released. Also a great one. And 1994 Donkey Kong came to Game Boy.
Ooh,
pretty cool. As always, see you online.
Yeah.
Claire to Square. Claire, those were awesome.
That was impressive.
Badass
Sure,
list.
well, you didn't say when your birthday is. You just said
October 9th. No, it says it at the top.
Where was it?
Of the list. October 9th.
Oh, I didn't see that. Sorry.
Which means that, hey, as we record in 2 days, happy early birthday, Claire.
Happy
That's awesome.
birthday, Claire.
Hope you beat Elden Ring for your birthday.
Were you born on the same day as Donkey Kong then? How old so Court was born in 91. Connor was 93.
I'm guessing Claire is what, 25, 26? Was it?
I'm not going to do math right now. We'll let Claire answer that in her
All right,
next
Claire,
letter.
right
Claire,
in.
let us know.
Yeah, let us know. Okay, so thank you so much to our awesome fans for writing in. So many awesome shout outs. We really do appreciate it. That's the best part of the show.
We love you guys. You are the best part of our game.
Thank you so much, guys. Let's talk about Xbox news. Oh, wait, no, let's jump into our warm up for the week. And let's who created this one?
Is Bubble Boy all the way.
Bubble Boy, tell us what the topic is, and I'll go first because I'm just disgusted thinking about it.
Yeah, is the worst Halloween candies. And you'll notice a theme for the next handful of warm-ups in the spooky season. But we're all going Halloween style. And it's really easy to do. We do so many favorites and stuff. And we don't really like to dog on things in this show. But I was sitting there looking. We have this barrel, a little bucket on top of our refrigerator that has all this candy that at this point, and it's literally left over from last year even, at this point, it's just a bunch of garbage at the bottom of the bucket, like things that even if you're like, Cora, do you want some candy? She'll like, yeah, and then run over there and look. She's like, oh, is that another Tootsie Roll down there? Like, ugh, gross. Move on. So, what are your top 5 like least eaten candies, the ones that when you trick or treat and you look in and they're like, oh god, she threw that in there? Skipping this house this year.
All right, here we go. Here's the definitive XRT list of the top 5 absolutely heinous worst candy you can get on Halloween. And I just gotta preface this right away. All of these could be number 1. Okay, these are all these are all ones. Stop giving these out. Nobody wants them. Nobody likes them. Honorable mention. Again, these are all caca. Just stop. Necco wafers. I barely remember these, but do you guys remember these? Are they like candy?
Do you get them a lot though anymore though? I don't know
exactly. A lot of these, thankfully, have died down. But I'm saying I remember these, and I gotta say, caca. Next one, candy buttons. Why? Who thought that was a good idea? Bit-o honey. Just terrible. Wax lips. Do you guys remember the wax lips? What was that about?
Of course.
Just terrible. Is that even candy? That's just wax.
Aside, because wasn't Bit of Honey Goose's nickname in high school?
Perfect. Yes. And here's my official list. Again, all of these are terrible. If I get any of these, I'm immediately throwing it in the trash. It's not worth any. Just disgusting. Good and Plenty. Circus peanuts. Black licorice, Dots, Whoppers. Does anyone in the world?
You had Dots on your list? Like the yellow box Dots?
Heinous.
That's offensive.
I love Dots, bud.
That's my
heinous, too chewy,
number 1.
Disgusting.
Best.
What?
Oh my god!
Oh my gosh! You guys disgust me that you like any of those.
I do kind of like circus peanuts every once in a while, but otherwise, your list I agree with. But I wouldn't want them. But I wouldn't want them for a Halloween candy because that's weird because they come in like big packs. I wouldn't want like
consistently. And listen, I remember getting it, and I have to say the other one, Dots. Yeah, I hate them. But the thing does anybody like Whoppers? Tell me that's just the worst chocolate candy in the world. Thank you. I have to say some of the candies that I was shocked to see consistently on list were Smarties. People had Smarties high on list. I'm like, I love Smarties.
That's on my list.
I love Smarties. All right, Chipotle Bear, let's hear your list. And I'm, oh gosh, just heinous.
So I, for the record, I agree with a lot of what Dan said. I didn't pick those for a couple different reasons. Some of those, my honorable mention is only one thing, but it's kind of like a grouping. It's anything that you buy like in bulk, cheap mixes, like Oriental Trading, where it's like basically no name brands, but it's very cheap and you can get like 16 pounds for $3. Candy, yeah. Like, no. Don't do that, man. Like if you can't, if you're not into candy, that's cool, man. Just decorate or just say Happy Halloween. Like, I don't need that caca and ruin in my life. But my official number 5, and this is a little bit of a hot controversial one, but the way I thought about this was exactly what Chance said. Like when you look at our candy bowl after trick-or-treating and you give it like a week or two, as like every time you walk by, you grab a Snickers, you grab a Butterfinger, right? You're like taking snacks. After about 2 weeks, like what's left in the bowl where you look at it and you're like, I'll go get something from the fridge. That for me, Three Musketeers. I don't like Three Musketeers. Like they're not bad. It's not like it tastes gross. I just
crazy.
It's just
that's on your 5. That's the top 5, Jose.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. They're useless. All of you guys discuss it.
They're pointless.
Number 4 for me.
I think when somebody made Three Musketeers, they were like, well, we need to make something good. Oh, and then they just got stuck halfway through and gave up.
You're telling me you'd rather have a Good and Plenty and Circus Peanuts.
I don't
penis.
get
like
peanuts.
Black licorice, dots, and Whoppers over a Three Musketeers, Chance.
I would eat the Whoppers over the
Whoppers. Yeah, I'd take the Whoppers. And the Good and Plenties are good. Jose, continue.
I don't get Good and Plenties. I don't get Circus Peanuts. So that's where they were on my list. My number 4 was Smarties. I don't hate them. I just like, I never look in my bag and I'm like, oh my God, I got a whole thing of Smarties. Look, I have so many candies in a little wrapper. Good for me. Like, I think that's a waste of time. Like, I'm out of here.
Real quick, I got to clarify, Daniel, since you do like them, when you eat them, you eat the entire packet at once, right? You're not like,
oh yeah. Or I dump like 20 packets into a bowl and I just shove them in my mouth.
Good God, bud. You gotta watch your sugar levels, man.
Well, you only live once, Jose.
Number 3 is Mounds. I love Almond Joy. I love the coconut with the chocolate and the little almond. But again, the Mounds feel like someone was like, I have a great idea. They're like, what is it? Well, we're gonna do chocolate and coconut. And they're like, what else? And they're like, no, that's it. And
I like coconut and chocolate.
Yeah, so I like Almond Joy, don't like Mounds. Number 2 for me, chocolate Tootsie Rolls. That is literally like the worst downer for me, though. But like, again, it's not that I hate Tootsie Rolls, but Halloween candy.
Number 2?
Like, you think about when we were kids and we used to come home trick-or-treating, we're literally like trading, right? Like, we're like bargaining with each other. And someone's like, I'll give you 16 Tootsie Rolls for your Reese's. And you're like, get out of my house.
Follow-up question.
Right
do you
now.
Prefer the chocolate Tootsie Rolls or do you prefer the weird flavor, the fruity flavor?
I prefer the fruit ones.
Fruity.
That's why I said specifically.
All right, what's your worst one? I got to move.
My number 1, Crunch Bar. Right now, literally right now, in the bowl in my kitchen, it was like a chocolate pack. It is nothing but Crunch Bars because everyone ate the Butterfingers, they ate the Snickers, and then they're like, you want a Crunch Bar? You're like, no, I really don't.
No,
and we're just too nice to not throw that away. That's why. Number 1, Crunch Bars.
But I got to hear Chances. Are you guys forgetting about the heinous things that I listed? You must have just been like,
I think I have a good compromise between the both of you here because, and I'll agree with Jose. Like if it's, let's say it's like May 3rd. And someone's like, Chance, you want a Crunch Bar? I'll be like, no. But if I'm like, really just, I need some sugar, some sweet chocolate or something, I might consider a Crunch Bar. For Halloween, slap in the face. Just giant. No.
Yeah, again, I don't disagree. I'm just saying the worst. I'm thinking about just, these are heinous. I agree. Like, you're right. There are certain candies at the end. I would say like Twizzlers there's like, I have some candy upstairs right now. There's Twizzlers, the Crunch Bars.
Yeah, you just said it.
But I'm just saying but that's just a mixed bag.
On Halloween, it's a wild card. That's why I'm saying, like, no, I've never gotten candy buttons in my bag. That's why I didn't put it on my list.
Got them last year, even.
Really? I didn't know they're still doing it. Like, that's what's blowing my mind. I'm thinking about when we were kids, too, though, Jose. Okay, let's hear Chances.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Okay.
All right, so my honorable mention, and this is kind of cheating because it could easily be number 1, but I'm going to call it my honorable mention. Anything that isn't candy. And I put the wax lips on there because you don't eat them. Like
terrible.
You don't eat them.
What is the purpose?
I don't eat them either. I'm just messing with you.
Or like a toothbrush and toothpaste.
Pretzels.
Pretzels.
I love pretzels, but no, that's not what I want.
No,
like,
don't do
wrap
that.
Some chocolate around it or something, and I'll eat it. So anything that isn't candy. All right, number 5, and this one. So we played this game at work a couple of times in a couple of different meetings, and boy, did I get crucified. But number 5, candy corn. Can't stand it.
That's ridiculous.
I love candy corn. Love it.
Can I get promoted for that? Because that's hogwash.
You're a little bit. Your list weak, but that makes me like you a little bit more.
The old comedian Louis Black, he has that bit where he's like, all the candy corn that was ever made was made in like 1938.
That's delicious. And the pumpkins now.
I love candy corn.
They've revolutionized.
Dude, you throw it in with some like peanut mix.
Good.
It's delightful.
So candy corn is awesome. Keep going.
Coming in at number 4, and I have to apologize to Lizzie Joe. Sorry, Liz. But bazooka or double bubble gum.
Yeah,
like
Liz's flavor too fast.
Yeah, I'm with you.
You know, come on, not
still better than all the stuff I listed.
When you're eating all the other candy, you don't want to put gum in your mouth and then you're done, right? Like you're like, oh, I
save it
gotta
for
stop eating
baseball.
candy. Exactly. Number 3, bit of honey. Big shout out to Goose, right? That bit of honey. They're too hard. They're too chewy.
Just disgusting.
Nobody likes them.
That's what she said.
Well, okay.
I just, and then number 2, and I did actual research on this one. I went up to Cora's bucket and like, what's left in there that nobody's eaten, and it's those mini Tootsie Rolls. I'm sorry.
Yep, that's what I'm talking about.
They're terrible, and you'll get.
Taste.
Oh God!
I think kids just in general, it's just too bland for them, you know.
Yeah.
But to me, I'm like,
and so in this one, and this is a throwback. I don't think any of you guys had this one on here. Daniel, you were close, but I can remember being so upset when I got these because when I very first saw it, I was like, this might be the coolest candy I've ever seen. And because I love fruity gummy candy, the wax Coke bottles that have like the liquid inside of them.
Oh God! Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. Just terrible.
I don't think I haven't seen them in forever, but I just will never forget the first time being like, this is gonna be the most glorious thing ever, thinking it was just like a giant gummy, and like, what? Oh God, what is this? And I'm pretty sure I ate the wax the first time.
Yeah,
because like nobody would just give me not even a shot of Kool-Aid. It's like a size shot, like a tenth of a shot, right? And just terrible.
It's
Come
terrible.
on, people.
Just great discussion there, guys. Just public service announcement right now. Do not serve any of these candies on Halloween.
Yeah,
just go to Walmart. Just go to Costco. Just go to Costco and get that great variety bag. If you don't want to say hi to the kids, you don't want to do it. Just put a big bowl out there. Say, please take one. We're watching, and then just leave a light on, and then you don't have to deal with it. Okay, but don't ever serve our kids this heinous caca. By the way, Chance, Whoppers, really?
Oh, I hate Whoppers.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
okay. All right. Great warm up. I'm so excited to talk about the rest of the topics, Halloween, spooky season related as we go on. Please send us your top 5. Heck, you can send us your 10 worst because there are 10 just absolutely terrible candies that you have ever gotten for Halloween and that we should stop handing out. Guys, let's jump into some Xbox news. 26 minutes in. Let's, oh gosh, what is it, Bubble Boy?
I forgot one. Homemade stuff. Because did your parents ever do this?
No.
It just came
Who would make homemade stuff?
Did your parents ever make, like my mom would, when we dumped our bags out, she would say, homemade, toss it. Like, I'm not letting you eat something that's
absolutely.
homemade.
I would do that.
It might have,
my mom would do the same thing.
Right?
There's a safety issue, bud.
Exactly. So I'll add that to my honorable mention with like things that don't even count as candy.
Got it. So let's move into some Xbox news again. And again, when I say Xbox news, I mean, we're jumping into some PlayStation news. And I just got to hear your hot takes on this again. This was first, I read it first from Wario64. Rumor Horizon Zero Dawn remake / remaster and multiplayer game in development. It is said to feature improved lighting, textures, animations, models, accessibility options. Multiplayer for PS5, PC may have some sort of co-op. And then it was corroborated by VGC and other news sites. Guys, I just got to say, this is getting out of hand, right? The remakes. I just played Horizon Zero Dawn on my PS5 with a beautiful 4K 60 update. When is this going to stop? I also want to point out, I was listening to Sacred Symbols. You heard it here second after Sacred Symbols from Colin and on his podcast. He said that someone in Sony showed him and told him about this a month ago, and he didn't like report on it because he just was waiting for somebody else to corroborate it. And he said that it is going to be like a remake similar to what they did with The Last of Us. This game came out in 2017. He said he saw a screenshot and he's like, that's what it's looking like. And he was going off on him. And he's a big Sony guy. And he's like, this is just no shame. And I get it. This isn't for us. You know, maybe this is a new person coming to play Horizon for some reason. But even then, you could just buy it now from the PS4 on your PS5 with the update. And it is perfectly playable. Bubble Boy, I see you shaking your hand. What is your reaction to this news? Thank God we've got smart delivery, right? For literally this.
So ridiculous. It makes no sense to me. Like, it's a money grab. It's selfish. Just call it PS5 remake. You know, they had all the 1X enhanced games that when that mid-cycle refresh came out. Like, just do something like that. This is so stupid. You can't call it a remake when it's 5 years old.
Another great quote I had was from Sega Symbols was Chris Reagan was like, "When did we stop just accepting the passage of time? Like, can't we just accept that this game was made 5 years ago?" And that's what it is. And it's fine. And it already has an update, you guys. Like, you're right, Chance. I don't care if they want to do like similar to Smart Delivery. Okay, we're going to give you an official 4K 60 patch or some sort of HD remaster and bundle everything from the game into one package. Fine. And charge like $30. Okay. But remaking this game, if it just came out, like, I don't get it. And I also saw that there's rumors of the Outer Worlds being released on PS5 and Series X. Okay, if they charge like $40 and it's just all the update, like they give you all the DLCs included into one game, and it's a 4K 60, 1080, 120, patch or something like that, which people will get for free if you own the base game. And then they're like, hey, but if you want the full experience with the DLC, here's the game. I'm fine with that. But the remake, Jose, talk to me. What is your reaction to this? Because we've all played this game and we all enjoyed it, and it's all fresh in our memories. Go ahead, Jose.
No, honestly, I'm fully on board with both of you, and for two reasons. One, like, I have two main thoughts. One is, if you're going to do this and charge for them, that feels real crappy.
If they charge $70 for this,
yeah, because that's what you said. Last of Us. That's the first thing I thought of. I was like, they charge $70, and Last of Us, to be fair, was much older, much older.
Yeah,
except that they did that remake recently, I guess. Yeah, the
PS4
remake before the remake. But like, this is not that old of a game, and even when I played it on the PS4 with no enhancements, was a gorgeous game and just as fine. Ran fluidly. I had no issues. I don't even rarely saw a frame rate drop. You know what I'm saying? So if they were going to give out a free version of like 4K 60 patch, dope. Right. If they were like, we're going to do that with all the DLC for like a cheap price, I think 30 is too high, honestly. But like for $90.99 to $14.99, I'd be okay with that. Outside that, this honestly feels a lot like a money grab. I'll be real with you. And I heard that Hidden West was like pretty cool, but it didn't get the same kind of rave reviews that like the first one did. Like even some of our other sister podcasts have said, like, I loved it and I started it and I just kind of never went back because there was other stuff to play. That feels real crappy, man. Like, why? I guess that's the bigger question is why are we doing this? Like, you don't have other ideas. You can't put more money into other studios. Like, why are you putting all this into IP that already exists that people have played? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, that's weird.
Not only new ideas, but why can't they actually remaster or remake games on PlayStation that should be remade or remastered from like PS1, PS2,
like
PS3,
Final Fantasy 7 on Xbox?
Just there are so many other like Resistance. Why can nobody play any of the Resistance games?
That's a great one. And to be fair, man, I know you're against all the remakes. I don't mind remakes. I just think there has to be an amount of time. Like 5 years is not enough.
And again, exactly. Like, and that's what Chris was arguing too, is he was saying like, it doesn't need to increase. It's not running it doesn't need to be at a higher resolution. This game already has a 4K update. It already has a high resolution or a high frame rate update. Like, it's not like it doesn't run or you can't play it perfect. Like I just played this game last year, you guys, and I got the platinum trophy. Heck, that might have even been this year. I don't even remember. And it was fun. It was good. I see no issues with it. But like you said, would it benefit? Would Resistance benefit from a remake or remaster? Absolutely. Yes. At this point, that's a early PS3 game. Those first ones, right? Like I'm with you, Jose. Like I'm playing Resident Evil 4 right now, and I can see how a remake would benefit. But we've already seen how well they did it with Resident Evil 2. And Resident Evil 2 was a PlayStation 1 game.
Yeah.
Not a PS4 game that just came out 5 years ago. Like,
he's absolutely right.
I'm with you, Jose.
Yeah, I think the only recent game that I would play for a remake would be Cyberpunk, because they do need to remake that game. Right? Like,
we're going to talk more about that later.
Horizon didn't suck. Why are they remaking it already?
Exactly.
Like that, it almost like feels like they feel defeated by it. They're like, wow, this game was so terrible, you have to redo it. Not, It was so amazing, and it's already 3 years old. Like it's just a bad look.
That's like them. That's like if Xbox was like, we're gonna remake Halo 5 Guardians. Like, and that game still plays perfectly well, but that was a 2015 game. That's even older. But like why? That just, guys, I
want them to go full circle with it and release it as a package for $70 with a
if they do it for 70
West remake as well.
Like, honestly, I think that's what the question is going to be, is what is this going to go for? Because again, if it's free, I mean, cool. I guess I feel like you wasted resources. If it's dirt cheap, again, in the same bucket. But if it's anything over $30, that is ridiculous. Like literally, like Chance said, it is a cash grab.
Exactly. And we don't need to talk anymore about this.
Of video games.
It crazy to me. This just kind of feeds into the Sony being caught off guard by the acquisition of Activision Blizzard, not having a diverse set of games and IPs, and them saying like, hey, this is how we're going to grab money from people just as we are trying to stall to figure out where we're headed next. And speaking of the acquisition, I wanted to say this. Tom Warren over on Twitter, this is the first time I saw it. Microsoft has launched its own Activision Blizzard acquisition website. It argues its side of the deal, just as Sony has been lobbying European regulators. And I want you guys to take a quick look. It breaks it up. Benefits of Xbox and Activision Blizzard. It says benefits for the players, benefits for game creators, benefits of the gaming industry. And you can read those. But Jose, before I toss it over to you, I want you to look at the cool little like visual capitalist flow graph. I don't know what this is, how to describe it, but the rise of gaming revenue visualized. And first you see arcade in the dark blue, and you see how wide it was, and it was kind of at its peak. Look at there in 1980, and then you see it slowly dwindle away, and then console was underneath it. Console kind of looks like it's been the same, right, guys, throughout basically since like 2001. It doesn't look like there's much growth there. And then PC kind of saw a resurgence around 2010, and that's where you kind of see it's growing. Like 2020, it looks like it's even bigger than console and gaming revenue. And then the crazy one is mobile. So we've got like 1997 Snake, Nokia. Look at that, releases cell phones with the game Snake, the first popular mobile game. And then, man, that is huge. That's the biggest revenue. And then we've got handheld, which is in black here. And then you see it kind of maybe reach its peak in 2007, somewhere around there, 2009. And then it's been dwindling. I wonder if they count Switch in there. Probably. But anyway, so console right now makes up 33 billion in sales, PC 40 billion, mobile $85 billion in sales. And then it has the total of 165 billion in 2020. Wow. So more than half is from mobile. That is crazy. Jose, why do you think Microsoft put this website up, first of all, and what stood out to you from those cool graphs?
I mean, okay, there are a couple. You asked a couple questions there. Let me start with the graph itself. It is a very cool graphic. I don't know if it's something we can like link on YouTube or something, but it is really cool. If you don't want to check out the tweet from Tom Warren, you could. That's actually probably the best place to see it. But anyway, it is pretty crazy to look at the growth of mobile. Like Chance himself was a Snake master back in the day, no pun intended. But I think the reason, to answer your question of why Microsoft shows this graphic, is that it is very clear in a lot of the literature, a lot of the speeches, a lot of the rhetoric that they've been saying that their purchasing of Activision Blizzard is mobile focused. Not entirely. That's only a portion of the reason, but that is one of easily their top 3 reasons they're buying it, is because they're focused on mobile. Now, what's interesting is like, I don't know if I would have associated all of those properties, those IPs, with mobile, but that makes me think that they have a lot of big plans on the way for those things, for things like World of Warcraft and what's the big one I'm thinking of? League of Legends. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I mean, League isn't a super high like powered game. It's definitely something you could play on your phone, but that's a very small surface to play it on, to be fair. But I in terms of just other interesting things, you're right. It is interesting that consoles have basically stayed the same like piece of the pie. There's just other portions that are bigger now. And the PC gaming is obviously getting a lot bigger. A little sad to see the arcade thing, the handheld thing. Handheld has got to be not including Switch. There's no way that's enough like space in there to include Switch. It's got to be part of the console market. But in terms of the Microsoft like Vision thing, it's very easy why they're doing this, because clearly Sony and probably others are starting to really try to push, like they want the regulators to say no, right? Because then not only do they have to not spend $70 billion to buy this stuff, then now Microsoft doesn't get to do that either. And so, I still, my gut based on what I'm seeing is that it's still going to go through, but this is just smart strategy for them to say, like, let's put out PR, let's create a website, let's make a public place that's easy to find, that's easy to read. It doesn't have like a lot of lawyer speak. And to be fair, and I know I'm biased because I'm an Xbox guy, like these are good reasons. You know what I'm saying? And I know that from what we've heard from Sony, their biggest concern really is Call of Duty. It's really not Overwatch and League of Legends and stuff like that. They've said we're going to keep having Call of Duty on both platforms. And I have speculated that, like, why would they stop selling it on Sony, man? They're going to still get the royalties from that. They're going to make so much money by keeping it on every platform they possibly can. They're going to probably try to port it to Switch. They're probably going to start upping the mobile versions of those games. That's what I would do, right? If you have that IP that's worth billions of dollars and you're making clearly mobile $85 billion, I got to believe most of that is on microtransactions. That's where the money's at, bud. Like straight up. And if you ask, like, I've met kids at school as an example who don't seem like a gamer. And to be fair, we don't either. Like if you meet us in public, like most of us, I mean, we're probably wearing stuff for school. So like a polo and khakis and stuff, we don't look like the quote unquote traditional gamer, but like kids who I would never associate with gaming, I've seen play Call of Duty online. I've seen play PUBG online. Like it is clearly where the money and kind of where the trend is at. That makes me a little sad because that's just not where I love to play, but I understand it. And it's frankly just one of those things where like, you either get on trend or you're going to get left behind. That's just the fact of the matter. And Sony maybe doesn't want to hear that or listen to that. Microsoft is going the other way. They're saying, no, we're gonna embrace it and do it our way. So we'll see what happens.
Bubble Boy, is Microsoft afraid that this isn't going to go through, or do you have any reactions?
They're just doing the right thing and they're putting out cool information. I liked digesting all of that the way they put it out there.
Yeah, it was cool.
At first I was like, oh no, it means that the console, like, wow, it really is that much less. But what was refreshing about it, or like reassuring about it, was that how consistent the console market has stayed, right? And that I think it'll stay that way. I am tired of this. I want it to go through, not for any reason at this point other than the fact that I just want it to be over with.
Yeah.
I'm just tired of it, and Sony's just acting like a little child about it, and I can't take it anymore. Like it's just so stupid. They need to get over it. They're still going to get their Call of Duty.
Yep.
Microsoft at the end of the day is about one thing, and that's making money. They're
so is Sony.
Massive corporation. They are going to do whatever it takes to continue to have as big a piece of that $85 billion pie, right? That's, like Jose said, that's the one they're trying to get onto right now. Console stuff is going to stay the same. It's going to stay consistent, which means Sony has nothing to worry about.
Go ahead. Last words, Polar Bear.
Well, I was just going to add to what Chance said right there. The one thing that I think I don't even know if we've really touched on it a whole lot is the gaming market on mobile is still the Wild West, right? Like if you think about the PC space, right, and you talk about like NVIDIA graphics, you talk about the heavy hitters in the computer space, they're made. It's very hard to break in at this point. The heavy hitters in the console market are basically made at this point, right? Like it's going to be very hard for any company to break in there. But the mobile market is such a crazy conglomerate of like, all it takes is one great idea that people love, and all of a sudden you're a billionaire, literally a billionaire. And so I think that it's smart that Microsoft is trying to do that. Again, it's not where I necessarily want a game unless they really do some cool stuff where they make me want a game on my phone. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hopeful that maybe that's what will come, is that maybe they'll find a way to capture me, and besides playing like Bedazzled and Candy Crush and stuff like that, which no hate, I love those games too, but I don't want to play GTA 5 yet on my phone.
Yeah, let's hope this goes through already. We're sick of hearing it, and speaking of sick of hearing things, I'm sick of hearing about all this drama going on with Halo Infinite. The drama continues, you guys. This is coming from Jez Corden over on Windows Central Gaming as Halo switching to Unreal Engine. Here's what we know a new report from YouTuber Sean W. suggests that Halo Infinite's Battle Royale, codenamed Tatanka, is switching to Unreal Engine 5s, and maybe it's even been, and perhaps even Halo itself is switching to Unreal 5. We revealed Tatanka exclusively earlier this year as a Battle Royale light Halo game designed to appeal to a new audience. And since the departure of Bonnie Ross, many fans have been wondering if any change in directions may be on the way for Microsoft. And we've been investigating rumors for the past week and can tentatively corroborate some aspects of it. And I just wanted to read another sentence a little bit further on, was saying how basically Bonnie Ross is no longer there, and the highlight's gone now. But the person who created the Slipspace engine, who created Slipspace engine, and that's the engine that Halo Infinite used, is no longer there either. So tying into them leaving, there were also rumors about Halo the Endless, and this is coming from Halo Leaks. And basically that from 343, the Tatanka mode is rumored to not be on Slipspace engine at all, but rather built on Unreal Engine. And they were under the impression that that Projekt Tatanka's mode will use Slipspace, but a fully finished version of it, Infinite was built on top of an unfinished version of Slipspace. Furthermore, we've heard rumors that Certain Affinities mode had a release date of fall 2023, and that's what I was saying. I was thinking it should come out next year, but it's getting delayed until 2024. And rumor Joe himself said that no campaign DLC for Infinite when he arrived on the scene. So Joseph Staten, rather wanting to build from scratch and get rid of Chris Lee's vision of this 10-year game. So basically, and yes, the 10-year plan for Halo Infinite, as far as we're aware, was scrapped internally as far back as December, January. So right after the game launched. And for example, split screen campaign co-op for Infinite was scrapped last year. 343i kept it in the public eye as if they were working on it to avoid backlash. But there was also this the Endless trademark or something like that. And there are rumors that Joseph Staten is basically leading the new Halo game, and it will be called Halo the Endless. A lot of information there. I'm all aboard for Joseph creating his new game. But guys, is Halo Infinite in worse shape than I thought? Are they switching engines? One, I think that's a good thing. But two, are we going to see any more DLC for Halo Infinite? And I was really hoping we were going to get Destiny 2 style expansions, Bubble Boy. Or are we just, there's nothing, and we're just going to play Projekt Tatanka Battle Royale?
I'm not as worried. Like I think there's still a lot of really smart. I think there's still probably got to be a lot of really smart, dedicated, passionate people over there at 343 that know what they're doing and don't want to lose their jobs or lose this project. So I'm not as worried as much as just kind of like, I feel like people need to just back off a little bit and let them do their thing, right? Like kind of the opposite of Russell Wilson.
Chipotle Bear. It's a good. Can we all agree? I think it's a good thing if they're switching Unreal Engine, because a lot of other developers are using it. That way they can attract talent and not have to worry about using their proprietary game engine. I think this is a good thing for the next game. And if they're starting with Projekt Tatanka, that's probably a good thing too, because that shows that they're really going to just go with Unreal Engine. So Jose, any reactions to all of this? All rumors may or may not be true. By the way, Halo the Endless, pretty cool name. And if Joseph Staten's writing it,
I have a crazy conspiracy theory.
Oh, let's hear it.
Right, I'm thinking like Charlie Day, where he's up at the chart and he's like, "Let me tell you what's going on." What if instead of a different Halo, like they're dropping Infinite, what if the Endless is a mobile version of Halo? And the reason that they're shifting to the Unreal Engine is because Unreal is already developed for the mobile platform, where Slipspace is not, right? Unreal Engine is a great tool set, like you said, because it's a very common tool set that a lot of people use. It's great for debugging. There's already a lot of like literature on it and codes and manuals for it, and a huge robust code base, right? So it is it's weird that they're making these choices now. It could be tied to people's
wait.
departures or not.
So are you saying that not the Endless, maybe Tatanka, the Battle Royale switching, and then you can get mobile in there?
Yeah, that's exactly right. So that way mobile players could also play alongside Xbox and PC players because it's all running on the same engine.
That graphic from our last news story that would say Chipotle
you heard it here first, folks. If this is the truth,
right.
XRT original
Tatanka,
right here is what I'm saying.
I think the Endless is going to be their next Halo game, and that will be a traditional Halo experience. But
well, and if I'm not,
multiplayer,
I know I'm thinking like pipe dreams, but the Endless could also just be
multiplayer.
But I'm saying it could also be another like chapter of Infinite, the Endless. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be a whole new game. It could be what you're talking about as a DLC. You know what I'm saying? They're just assuming because if it's being developed in Unreal, but maybe that's the transition. Now, I did have one question for you guys, and I'm not tech savvy enough to know this. If theoretically Halo Infinite is built all in slipspace, whether it's the finished version or not, and then let's say that this new version, the Endless, comes out and it's replacing it, how big of a transfer is that? Are we talking like re-downloading a 100 gigabyte file game? Are we talking like 20 gigs and all of a sudden it won't necessarily look that different on our end because it's just still going to look beautiful in high def and 4K and stuff? Or is it, you know what I'm saying? Is it just a back end change? Do you know the answer to that? I don't know the answer to that.
No, we're not smart enough for that, Jose. I'm assuming if that sounds terrible. If you're going to make the switch, I'm thinking to Unreal 5, I'm assuming everything has to make the switch to that. So they would have to remake Infinite in Unreal Engine 5.
But maybe they're doing that now is what I'm saying.
Oh, but it's so scary to think about because Forge is coming out here soon. And it's like, how do you,
but maybe Forge is being built in it. We don't know that.
No, it's all, that's way above our, we have no idea.
Jose's right. He's right. It's all about the mobile. He won this round.
It's over, Anakin.
On the high ground. I don't know if it's all about mobile, but I think going to Unreal Engine 5 is a smart move. I thought Halo Infinite looked great, and I actually liked everything that I experienced in the Slipspace engine. So, I mean, it kind of sucks, but clearly they're from all the fallout from Bonnie Ross leaving and the whole change in leadership there. I like where it's heading though. As much as this sucks, and basically they're saying all that money and time and resources we spent on Slipspace, see ya. Like that's not what we're going to do moving forward. But I don't know, Chance. I'm a little worried. And I love Infinite. Like that's just it. Like it plays so well. But we'll have to see it. If it still feels like that in Unreal Engine 5, then I guess I really wouldn't be worried. And like Jose said, if there's some magical way to transfer all the beep, 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 and just, play it, then I guess we'll be fine. So Godspeed, Halo. I love you so much. And I'm still excited to play co-op. So I still love you, Halo Infinite, but Godspeed.
And Forge. I'm pumped for Forge is going to be dope when it comes out.
Well, yeah, that's going to bring all kinds of crazy modes and all. Have you seen some of the stuff there? Have you seen the Toy Story room? And
yeah, some of them are crazy.
Oh my gosh. Some of them are crazy, dude. And then some guy did the Dead Space, Jose. Did you see the Dead Space, the Ishimura right at the beginning? It's wild. It's crazy what they're doing over there. So shout out to Forge coming soon. Next story, and this is coming from Benji Sales. Well, actually, it came from CG Projekt Red, but I like the way that Benji here summarized it. Incredible transparency from CD Projekt Red. Phantom Liberty is the expansion to Cyberpunk 2077. It's in its final production. 350 plus staff is coming. Project Polaris, the first Witcher game in a new trilogy. 150 people are working on it. All 3 games released within 6 years. Yeah, I'll believe that when I see it. CD Projekt. And then Project Hadar, pre-production started in late 2021. That is their own IP. But then here's the big one, you guys, the one I'm super excited about. I remember asking Paris in a Twitter space, I'm like, do you think we're going to see a sequel to Cyberpunk? This game is a good game. There it is. Project Orion, Cyberpunk 2077 sequel that will prove the full power and potential of the Cyberpunk universe to be developed by CD Projekt Red team. We are getting a sequel, boys. I don't have to be worried about it. Bubble Boy, throw it over to you because you're actually probably the bigger of the CG Projekt fans because you've played multiple Witchers, I believe.
Yeah, all of them. No, sorry, I didn't play the PC, only the first one. And I've read some of the books and I watched the show.
Yeah, jeez.
I joked about Cyberpunk earlier. I loved Cyberpunk. I had my OLED and my Series X to play it on. It ran not perfect, but it it was serviceable for me and I loved it. I'm excited because they could have really easily, and I don't think anybody would have been mad. Well, everybody would have forgiven them if they were just like, yeah, we're gonna move away from Cyberpunk and pretend that never happened. They did have some great bones for a universe, and hopefully Pan Am comes back into it, and maybe she could be the main character. I don't know. Yeah, the only thing that is a little upsetting is it's like, there's no time frame here, and
these are.
I do hate getting. Maybe not hate. That's a really strong word.
Yeah,
but like it does. It just sucks. Like, great, this will come out with the next console at best.
Yeah. So throwing it to, let me ask you really quick, Chance. Again, would you rather it be like this, like the Marvel Cinematic Universe? At least we know what's coming. Or would you rather it be like Fallout back in 2015, where they just did the shadow drop or they did the first trailer at E3 and then it came out that fall? How awesome was that? Nobody knew.
That. And as much as I was disappointed with Deathloop, and I'll fill you in later. I loved that it was just like, bam, Deathloop tomorrow, right? Like when that came to Game Pass, that was so cool. That was so exciting. And so, yeah, I like it.
But we're not going to see these games, or we'll be lucky if we see the next Witcher, right? Like, there's no way they're going to get. They said 3 more. How long is this? We're already, guys. We're almost exactly 2 years into this console generation already. Yep. Like, it's crazy. Jose, first, how would you like? Do you like the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Here's our plan for the next decade, or would you rather be kept on the DL? And any reaction to these projects from CD Projekt?
I absolutely like that. I'm a planner. I'm an A-type personality. I like planning ahead and knowing what's coming. And for me, that's with the Marvel universe, to be fair, that's a little selfish because when I see something that I don't know, for example, like Secret Invasion, it makes me want to go, because I don't know the Secret Invasion. I don't know anything what that's about. Do a little bit of research. And like, maybe I want to read the graphic novels ahead of time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate that aspect. With the CD Projekt Red stuff, I don't mind that they're telling me, again, in the gaming world, dude, I can't think past like a year from now. Like everything out of a year is just a year later. I don't think of it as like 2026, 2028. Chance, you said that there's no timeline. There actually did say a timeline as I've read more about this. They said this will be within 10 years that we'll get Project Orion, which again is another reason why I can't think that far ahead in my life, dude.
When I first opened it, the most recent tweet on there was a guy saying, so excited, but I can't get excited for something over a decade away. And I kind of thought he was just joking, but my goodness.
Yeah. I mean, here's my opinion though, why I think CD Projekt Red is doing this is because there has been a lot of speculation about people, whether there would be a Cyberpunk 2 after it had a terrible launch, and it's had this weird resurgence recently because it's actually fixed now and it's pretty dope. It's a great game. Like you said, people that played it on PC first have no complaints about it. They loved the game, but they probably didn't get to express their love because everybody was just crapping on it, right? And now that the console versions are fixed, and people are having fun, like that's kind of what brought this resurgence. And so I think this is CD Projekt Red saying, like, we're going to continue that universe to make fans happy. They also dropped that Edge Runners show on Netflix, right? That I guess that's real popular as well. The other reason I think is that they're trying to avoid what happened last time, and then I'll throw it back to you, Chance, is that like part of the reason it got sent out when it shouldn't have is they needed more time, right? They just needed more time, and they should have taken it, and we've all learned that lesson. We've talked about that many times. This is them, I think, saying like, look, this stuff is coming, but within 10 years. And the truth is, I think the 6-year date, that's cool, that's ambitious, but even if it takes 7 or 8, they're still telling us it's coming. It's on the backlog. Like, we're working on that stuff. Even now, you just got to be patient. And so in that front, cool, man. That just makes me stop. Like, I don't have to ask about it. I don't have to ask about the sequel. I don't have to ask about Witcher 4. I don't have to ask about any of this stuff. Like, just know it's coming, man. And when it comes out, it'll be great. And for the record, I'm with Chance. I would much prefer them to say like Summer Game Fest, check out Project Orion. It's actually this super dope thing. And guess what? It drops in November. Like sick. That would be like amazing for me. So those are my thoughts. Chance, what do you want to say, bud?
This will put it into perspective for you. So that sequel will come out after Cora and Penelope both start driving cars.
Dude, that'll come out the year that Penelope starts her senior year of high school. Isn't that crazy?
Oh, okay. Moving. I can't take this anymore. Bubble Boy, let's go to the next story. The Callisto Protocol's latest trailer, we skipped this last week, reveals the boys Karen Fukuhara I don't know the boys, and this is Callisto Protocol. What talk to? I mean,
you need to watch the boys, Daniel.
Chance,
I still can't
listen to me, guys. I only have so much time. You know this, and to me, I'd rather just play video games.
Well,
sorry,
she's one of my favorite, if not my top favorite part of the boys. Her is it Kimiko, right, Jose?
Kimiko.
Her character in the boys. So, and this was completely, I don't know if I just missed it or if it was new to everybody when they showed this, that she's going to be part of this game. Just one more reason that I am super excited about it. So, and any excuse we can get to talk a little bit more about it, I was pumped.
I gotta ask: are both of you getting Callisto when it drops here in December?
Yes,
day one.
Yeah,
without question.
Yeah,
I might take a day off work, but
wow, that is serious. So tying into the next story, Dead Space had its official gameplay trailer premiered on October 4th. Something has gone horribly wrong on board the mining ship, the USG Ishimura. Get your first look at Dead Space gameplay. See how you explore eerie, echoing corridors and workspaces within the USG Ishimura and survive the nightmarish horrors that await you. Guys, I can't wait for this. And I just played this. I'm sorry, I'm skipping Callisto. I know way more people are excited about Callisto. I can't wait to play Dead Space Remake. Bubble Boy, go ahead.
I'm upset that I don't understand why they're remaking such an old game. Like it's older than like 27.
It's more than 5 years old. Can you believe it?
Something? No. I can't wait. I want to turn it over to Chapeau to tell us all about his new the real acquisition that everybody wants to know about. Because oh my God, I am so jealous. I can't buy it, but I want to come over and be there when you open yours. Tell us what you got, Jose.
Yeah. So for the record, I didn't watch the Callisto Protocol trailer, the new one that came out. So I actually didn't even know the thing about Kimiko right now until you told me, because I don't want to see any of that game because I'm going to love that game too. So it's not because I don't love it and I'm super pumped to hear about Kimiko. I just am waiting because I'm going to love that game. But about Dead Space. So literally on Tuesday night this week, my daughters were at gymnastics and I was like sitting there, like just like watching them. Hey, watch me, Daddy. And then I was like thumbing through Twitter kind of in between.
It's
and all
okay.
of a sudden,
Jose, you don't have to say you're always watching them. You can be on your phone.
No, I am, because they're always like, Dad, watch me do this. Dad, watch me do this. And I love it. I want to watch them too. But like when you're doing your 16th cartwheel, like it's cool. Anyway, so I was sitting there thumbing through Twitter and I follow this company called Limited Release Games or Limited Run Games. And if you've never followed them, they're really cool. Like sometimes they do very bizarre games, to be fair. But they're basically like they'll do like really old remakes sometimes, or sometimes when new games come out, they'll drop these really cool collector's editions. They're usually very pricey, to be fair, which is why most of the time I gloss over them or I don't even open the link. But sure enough, they said, hey, we're doing a special Dead Space collector's edition. And I was like, I'm going to go ahead and check this out and see what's going on. And I'll be honest with you, what I expected was like a keychain, maybe like a map, maybe a statue of Isaac, because that was actually one of the original collector's editions, was a statue. And then like some stickers or something. And so I was like, okay, what does it look like? Well, they don't even show you at first. They show you this big box and they show you the price. Price $275, which like
more than the Series S.
Yeah, more than the Series S. Now, to be fair, and this plays into the story, I told you I sold the Switch, right, to buy the Series S. I sold the Switch and all their stuff for $400. I'll be honest with you. So in my mind, I already had $250 spent on the Series S, and then I was like, so I got $150 to burn. So I was like, okay, so theoretically, $275, I'm down to $125 is really like what I'm out. So let's see what's in the edition. So in the edition itself, and I'm actually putting it up right here.
It's
what are you buying?
What are you buying?
Tell us what you're buying.
So it comes with the game, obviously, that's like the enhanced version. So that's awesome. That's already another easily $60-$70 I would have spent.
Hold on. Now it's funny you say, honestly, how many games have had collector's editions that don't come with the game? And everybody who thought that was a good idea should be fired.
So again, now I'm down to basically like $60 what I would have already spent on this stuff, or it's not costing me anything. So anyway, for $60 for me, I'm getting the soundtrack to the game, which I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but that's dope. Like a signed lithographed a bunch of like really dope posters, actually, an actual patch like for a shirt, which I'm gonna put that on a shirt, a little metal statue of what's it called? It's like
the spire.
Is it called the spire?
Oh, I know. I'm looking at it. I'm staring
I
at it.
know.
Right
I
now.
can't see it now either.
How can I not?
But that little twisty thing,
God.
it's got like a super dope steelbook. And this was what sent me over the edge: a full life-size wearable helmet.
The helmet.
That lights up, just like Bad Boy Master Chief back here. It's gonna look so good. Like, I literally, no joke, about 6 months ago was looking into like, I wonder if I could build a Dead Space helmet, because I wanted to put one in my bar, and I probably could have. I just never got the time. And sure enough, when I saw this, I was like, yep, that's it. And so literally there in gymnastics, I'm like, add to cart, Apple Pay, like that. And then, to be fair, this hurt a little bit. Guess what shipping is on this guy?
Ooh, it can't be
$30.
Light. Yeah.
Is $45 shipping.
Oh, yeah.
So like all through taxes and stuff, it was actually a little bit more than I was expecting. But the truth is, I'm spending about $150.
You're the biggest Dead Space fan. Let's be real.
And that's exactly what I said.
I would have purchased it for less.
And I thought about it, I was like, look, if this came out if they did a Mass Effect remake, right? I mean, and they did a set like this, Dan would buy it in a heartbeat. Chance probably, even though he has a helmet, Chance would probably buy it too.
I did buy the Mass Effect one for the Legendary Edition. It's right there.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
That thing's called the Marker.
It wasn't $280 though.
Oh, Marker, thank you. That is my big purchase. It doesn't come out. I'm not going to get this thing till January, which the only bummer is that, do I have to buy it digitally now so I could play it on day one, or do I have to wait till this ships? I may have to wait till it ships. We'll see what happens. But I'm really excited. I really appreciate my friends for being positive influences in my life, because
heck yeah,
if they weren't there, I don't know if I would
only live once.
They couldn't have been more enticing to you, I think, right? Like, what would, is there one thing that you're like, oh, I really wish it had?
Nope.
Like, I can't.
The helmet was. I mean, just the helmet
alone.
You
said maybe a statue, but they already did that.
But I wouldn't want a statue. I want a helmet. That's what I would want. Yeah. I don't want a statue of Isaac.
So iconic.
Or if you could get the thing that he holds like this, that like launches those chainsaws.
Yeah, I thought about that. I think in one of the versions at one point years ago, they had the pistol. You could get the plasma cutter as like a life-size one, which is, I guess that's kind of cool. But still, I think the helmet is super dope. So you can look for that.
So dope,
come
man.
January.
I'm excited for you
in the background.
But the real question from all this, what the hell are you going to do with that CD?
I don't know. I was trying to think if I have a CD player in my house to play
your
it.
Xbox, right? Does that play?
Does it play CDs? I don't know if it does, but
I think so, right?
I think I have an external drive
media player.
So I'll probably have to like rip it and throw it in the cloud somewhere. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'll let you know. When it comes.
Throwing it places, and you'll be like, "Is it in yet?"
Okay. Okay. Moving on. Here, we're going to go through some quick stories now to close out the news for the week. Guys, the Super Mario Brothers movie official teaser trailer. Any reaction to that? I still haven't seen all of it. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, it looks like a cute movie that I'll watch. I mean, like it's not like a Marvel movie. I'm super pumped.
My question is, why didn't this movie come out sooner? Like, come on, Nintendo. You could have been first to the punch.
Because they don't care about us. They've made that abundantly clear.
All right, moving on. Fallout 25th anniversary here, you guys. This was just a tweet from Bethesda, and I just wanted to show this to everyone. Bring 25 years of Fallout to your dashboard. Check out the Fallout 25th dynamic background from Xbox, available for free on your Series X and S. You know, I already put that on my Xbox.
That's a good one. I gotta add that one.
It is very cool. I love Master Chief, but I was like, I need a little change of pace here. Very cool, because he's just standing there with the smoke, and then as the light manually turns up. Very iconic helmet that I would also order for my collection. And then the next quick story, Bubble Boy, take it away. New releases at the Xbox Gear Shop. What are you buying?
Yeah.
What are you buying?
Exactly. That's where it.
What are you buying?
I wanted to ask you guys the same question. What on there jumps out to you? Because there are some amazing.
I think Jose should get that spooky Xbox logo with the spooky house and
the haunted house.
Yeah, that's Jose.
That's
Jose.
I didn't see that. I'm going to order that right now.
If you don't know what we're talking about, the Xbox Gear Shop, which just keeps dropping fire left and right.
Oh, there's
they should have never opened this thing because I'm.
There's the slime. oozy.
I'm telling you,
I
and I
need to
feel
get that
so
comforter
upset
for
because I still
Grayson.
haven't. I bought the Gears of War Suicide Awareness shirt, and I haven't worn it on the show yet. Keep feeling bad, but you got to get over to the Xbox Gear Shop. They have the Psychonauts themed ones. They have some Halo themed ones.
I gotta get that
Xbox themed ones. Jose, I feel like you probably have to buy that pint glass. You guys need to tell me what you do buy because, and I don't want to, keep this spoiler free as possible, but this has Christmas presents written all over it too. There is some really cool stuff.
I hadn't seen these updates. These are
this
amazing.
entrenched
You hadn't seen it, Jose?
I haven't.
I sent it
seen it either.
I sent it to you guys.
The
No, it didn't come
ABXY.
through,
I
bud.
kind of like the ABXY shirt. Dude, I got to get that Halo jacket. I
like just with a little Halloween twist.
That bomber
to
jacket's
everything.
dope, dude. That one, I'm telling you.
I know. I need to. I need to get it. I like the ABXY. I'm not gonna lie. I like this. Ooh, this camping sphere
That's all
tee.
old.
Have you seen this? That's
that is
old.
All old stuff. The Halloween is the new stuff.
Ooh, the Halo Infinite Spartan Crone Mage Yokai statue exclusive edition. That's pretty.
That
cool.
thing's like $200 though, isn't it?
It's only 100. Not
Jose,
fair.
do you see the doormat? I thought of you for the doormat and maybe the blanket, but especially like just because doormats remind me of Halloween and trick or treating. It's got the.
He's got to get that
you
shirt.
See that?
Let's be real.
I just added it in my cart right now. I'll be honest with you because these things sell out. That's the problem. Like
I know.
Limited merch drops.
Yep. And they I don't know who they got in charge. We should look that up actually.
Yeah, get them on pick them up.
Xbox merchandise in the gear shop, but that person needs a raise.
Absolutely. Guys, go check out the Xbox Gear Shop. There is some sweet merch. I believe our XRT shirt is somewhere in there, Chance. I couldn't find it, but they say it's on the Xbox.
It keeps selling out real fast.
In the Kojima store.
Is it? Speaking,
we only gave them 1,000 each, and so they probably just seconds when they were gone.
Speaking of Hideo Kojima Productions, did you guys see that tweet he just tweeted not too long ago? It says like, "Where am I?" It's got like Ellie Fanning. Is that somebody? I don't know who it is. Is this a new game?
I saw him something about a leather jacket.
Go check it out. Maybe we'll save it
Cyberpunk,
for next week. Anyway, guys, the last story for the week is coming soon to Xbox Game Pass this is the start of October, and we've got some banger slangers on here available today. Oh, sorry, this is coming from Megan Spur, community lead. This was on October 4th. Chivalry 2 Cloud Console PC. Medieval Dynasty, Xbox Series X and S, October 6th. The Walking Dead, the complete first season on PC. Everybody go play that already. The Walking Dead Season 2, PC, October 6th. Costume Quest. I've heard good things about this game, and this is Double Fine. I might have to check this out. October 11th. Evil console and PC, October 11th. The Dyson Sphere program on PC, October 13th. I'm playing this next one, day one. Scorn, Cloud, PC, Xbox Series XS on October 14th. Plague Tale Requiem Cloud, PC, Xbox Series X and S, October 18th, day one on Game Pass. And also leaving Game Pass are Bloodroots, Echo Generation, Into the Pit, Ring of Pain, Sable, The Good Life. Haven't heard of any of those, so it looks like I'm not missing out. Guys, what are you playing from Game Pass in October, Bubble Boy?
I actually looked at some trailers for Chivalry, and that game doesn't look half bad.
I thought you were going to say that.
I'm interested. I actually don't think I'm going to play Scorn as much
as
it's perfectly timed
for phallic nature
and stuff. Yeah, it just doesn't like it looks a little too over the top for me. I'd rather play
you could
like the Quarry or
you're not going to play Plague Tale?
No, I'm absolutely going to play Plague Tale. You betcha. And that's right at the start of our fall break too. But I'm saying I would have thought this would have been the perfect timing for Scorn, and even with
it's just a little
timing,
too much.
Just doesn't do it for me. Yeah.
Yeah. I from what I saw from preview, I saw you should watch the one from what's his name? I'll try to remember. Jose, what are you playing on? You're gonna play a lot of these, right? You're gonna play.
No, Scorn is the only one that of this list. And the other great games. Walking Dead also super dope game, and the Evil one looks kind of interesting to me just because the name and stuff. But again, it's just I honestly thought it was the 21st of October. I thought I had more time, but dude, literally a week later is Gotham Knights, and then we're just in high season. So unless it's like a super banger Game Pass game, like I'm gonna just wait because it's gonna be on Game Pass for a while. Like I'm not, not going away anywhere.
And that's what I'm really appreciating because, guys, I think I might do Mass Effect again. And speaking of what have we been playing or planning on playing for the month, Bubble Boy, I throw it to you. Talk to us about Deathloop. What happened?
Yeah. Well, if you listened to last week's show, you know
no spoilers.
I was getting a little disappointed with, as I called it, I was losing the forest through the trees with the air quote story that was going on with it. I got to the big twist, which I didn't realize was a twist until after I beat the game because I'm not going to say figured out the twist, but I knew what the twist was just from listening. And I guess I get paid to be a listener for a living, but I'm not that great of a listener. It wasn't revealing. It wasn't a twist to me at all. And then I beat it. And I literally I looked around the room and I talked to the people that weren't there. I was like, this game didn't just end, did it? That's it? That's the end? Are you
even
me?
with the extended ending?
So disappointing.
More disappointing than The Last of Us ending.
In a very, very different way. Yes. And I've come around on The Last of Us ending in terms of like, I get it. It's very courageous writing.
Yeah,
I know.
whatever.
I don't. It's not how I would have done it, but this was bad. It was lazy. There's no excuse for the way this quote ended.
Even with the news that it's a part of the Dishonored universe.
That does nothing for me. It really doesn't. Like, cool. They could have said it's part of the Star Wars universe. I've been like, okay, weird, but
do I need to jump onto this or should I just go on to Grounded and Scorn?
You could, because you play games to have fun.
You play to win the game.
Fun in games.
Not for achievements. And maybe you know a friend, so if you're talking to a friend later who does care about achievements, tell them to absolutely skip this game because all the achievements are broken, all but like 3. It's so upsetting.
Sorry to hear
nothing about that. I'm just so upset with that game for so many reasons.
Does this change your opinion or outlook on Redfall coming? Another Arcane game.
I was never super high on it to begin with.
Redfall or Deathloop?
Redfall. I'm high on Redfall. I will be playing it.
Vampires.
If I had to choose right now, like, hey, you get 5 games that were announced back in June, it wouldn't have been one of them. I mean, I'd rather play High on Life. I'd rather play
can't wait for
Gotham Knights.
Really? You guys
play Callisto Protocol.
Okay. Anything else? Or you just finished Deathloop and you were just disgusted?
I finished that and then got into Alien Isolation since it was spooky season. And
how's that going?
Spooking me out.
Yeah. I hear it's a creepy game.
I really wish they would have made a remake for it because it's so old. But no, it looks.
By the way, I looked up, guys. Dead Space was 2008. That is an old game.
That's a true remake right there.
You can remake that.
It was a early 360 game, right? Like,
but $70 though. I don't know. It's just the whole thing is like, I'm kind of with Chris on this. Like,
compared to what Jose paid for it.
Passage of time. Can we just accept that some games are old and that's fine? And let's play something new. Anyway, Jose, do you want to go or do you want me to go?
Why don't you go first, man?
Okay. I'm still working on Resident Evil 4, you guys. I'm going for the 1,000. This will be the first game. I'm at like chapter 5.
You play to win the game.
Guys, I'm pretty close. I'm at the end. I can see it. I've been knifing away and running past a bunch of those dang, I don't know, what are they called, Jose, in Resident Evil 4? I don't even know.
Ouroboros villagers. It's the Ouroboros virus, right?
Okay, but anyway, I can't wait to play the remake. And yeah, this is going to be my first 1,000 out of 1,000 Resident Evil game. Well, I should count Village. I could have done that. I just chose not to because I didn't. So I know. But anyway, come on, give me some props here. Resident Evil 4. And then been playing some Battlefield.
We talking about practice.
Not a game.
Not 1,000. Not 1,000. We're talking about 900.
Back to Battlefield. Guys, I'm having a blast on Battlefield. Chance, I was playing Rush on Attica Harbor.
I got the EA discount. It's like 50.
Dude, it's worth it, bud. Come join us, man. It's a blast.
I don't know. Chance, I'm having a blast. I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot of fun. I think guys, here's the thing. Well, I'll ask you in a second here, but I'm having fun with Battlefield. And then what's next? I can't decide between Grounded or Mass Effect on PlayStation, you guys, because X Bacon has been playing it and he's been talking to me about it again. He's going on his second playthrough right now. And I'm like, oh man, is it time? Because then I could just sell my PS5 because I'm so disgusted with some of the Sony decisions that I'm like, especially once they're going to go to PC, and then I'll just play their games on PC a year later. I can wait. But Jose, what have you been playing? Remind me at the end. I have a question for you guys coming up for the month. So go ahead, Jose.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Let me go last year only because it gave me time. I literally ordered that shirt. It's coming my way, the Haunted House one. But other than that, because I told you I was like sick this week and stuff, I played a lot of
Jose. Speaking of the gear shop, guys, what a
look at that Needler shirt, looking
freaking
all sexy,
fire, right? Look at this. This is the sick. And guys, I have to point this out. I was so proud because I came down the stairs for dinner tonight, and I'm like, "You guys like my shirt?" And Grayson's like, "That's like the gun you have downstairs." And then I was like, "You're right, Grayson. That is the Needler." So proud. Shout out to my son.
You threw him a crunch bar.
Dubs. I was so excited. I was like, yes.
Did you cheer up a little?
Oh, I did. And then I showed him the clip of the Needler in the show. And
hey, you probably shouldn't have done that. But
well, he just explodes into pink mist, and they're just like, Master Chief, Master. They know the Chief. They love the Chief. Sorry, Jose. Go ahead.
It's true good dadness right there. I'm playing a lot of GTA 5. Like partially because I want to get it done before Scorn.
Trevor.
I am having a good time. And you're right. Trevor is hilarious. Like literally the stuff he does.
Shirt, right?
No, because I don't have the taco shirt. I don't know where
you in the standard.
That.
You got to go shopping, man, Jose. You got to go to a store and get him some new clothes.
I'm not going shopping, but
go to like the
you can just mark it on your map, and you can just drive and get some new threads, man.
But really, really genuinely enjoying the game. Like if I had played it when it came out, I would have probably done everything I possibly could in the game. I totally get why it was such a banger game. It is really good. If you've never played GTA 5 like me, no shame. There's no better time to play it than right now, and you can get it real cheap and stuff.
Jose, how does it look and run in the loading? Is it like really quick?
Since it's loading there is no loading. Like everything is like I've even done a couple things where I was like, because I can't play in front of the girls, obviously, and so like if I like play like Nobody Saves the World and then I go play a little bit of Battlefield and then I go back to GTA 5, it's still on quick resume. And I totally thought it was going to be one of those like buggy ones where like it says quick resume, but it doesn't really, you have to DBQO and stuff. And literally like, no, it just pops right back in and I'm like where I'm supposed to be and I could just go. So it runs really well. It looks good. It doesn't look like a 4K game that was built for the Series X by any means, but it looks great. I have no complaints about the graphics. I will say fully, and I'll give a full review when I finish. I fully agree with you, Dan. I didn't at the time, but when you said that Los Santos feels much more alive than Night City did in Cyberpunk, I fully agree. Like, especially when driving, because like in Cyberpunk, I felt like when I was driving, I was just so focused on like, because we were going so fast that I don't want to hit anything.
Looking around.
But literally like in GTA 5, like I feel like you see so much cool stuff and the little quips that people say and the like when they scream at you and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. The people talking, and then you'll see like helicopters fly over, jets taking off. Like
now, to be fair, the one big difference I will say that's technologically, it's not as beautiful as Night City was, and it's not as tall as Night City was. Like if you actually look at the screen, even when you're like in the downtown part, your buildings are not more than like 30 or 40 feet high. Have you been
to the Citibank tower down there, Jose? Have you tried to land your plane on there and then jump off it?
There are a couple of places, but I'm saying like everywhere in Night City has like a 200-foot ceiling. You know what I'm saying? So like the renders there, it's just a little bit different playing field, but overall really enjoying it. I think I'm like 60 to 70% of the way through the main stories. I've done a lot of the side quests.
Just enjoy it.
But again, I got till the 18th. So I got 11 days to get as far as I can. And then I'm going to play Scorn and then the Gotham Knights. So I got to get it done by then.
Okay. So that's what I wanted. Perfect. As we kind of close the show here, for October, are you going to buy any new games? And the reason why I ask is I am so conflicted. I think I'm going to pass on Gotham Knights. As excited as I am for it, I think I'm gonna wait because I've heard mixed reactions. So I hear the story is really cool, and that's actually the best part about it. But the actual gameplay and like the art direction and the not so good. And then I also wanted to say, are you guys gonna get Modern Warfare 2? Because I don't know if I am.
Nope.
I think I'd rather just wait for the
I'll
new
wait for it on
Warzone.
Game Pass.
I don't particularly like the multiplayer in Call of Duty traditionally, and I'd rather just exactly like Chance said, I'll just play the campaign when it comes out on Game Pass. So
Yep.
I'm having a blast with Battlefield, and then I could just play Warzone. And then Bacon was saying, well, then you won't have the meta on guns. I'm like, dude, I'll still be able to get kills with guns in Warzone. I will unlock stuff that way. So sorry. So Chance, are you still getting Gotham Knights? You're big.
Yeah, and it almost you're gonna this is gonna confuse you or upset you. I don't know. It almost makes me even more excited to play it that you're like, everything sucks with the story, because I loved the Court of Owls. I'm really excited about that. And it just makes me think, and there's no, who knows, right? But there's gonna be an amazing Batman reveal in there somewhere. Like, there's no way he's not in it. And when I hear the story,
do you think you're gonna play as him ever in the game?
No, but that's why people are saying, oh, the story was the best part, right? Because if you got to play as him, and maybe there's like some flashback scenes. I don't know. It excites me, man.
I agree. I'm interested.
And
with
I
the
think
story.
they just owe it to Rocksteady, right?
It's not Rocksteady though. It's
it's
another one.
It's
Warner
It's whoever did
Montreal,
Origins. Who did
I think?
Origins?
Yeah.
Montreal. That's right.
Gosh, why can't
WB
I?
Montreal.
Like, they did such a good job with those games. They've earned my following. So
all right. So you're still planning on buying Gotham Knights, Jose?
I haven't yet though, because Bubble Boy, am sticking to my New Year's resolution of not getting sucked into the.
Good job.
You
can always buy it the day of, and then it'll download. Jose?
No, I am absolutely going to buy Gotham Knights.
Okay.
And after I'm going to play Scorn, I might like Scorn, but if I don't like it, or if I don't, because it's just taking too long or something to go finish, then I'm going to just jump into Gotham Knights. Definitely will take my time. That's really my plan for like October into December, basically, because then December Callisto Protocol comes out, and then of course Battlefield and Halo once the
what
the
about
season
COD?
rolls through. I mean, I'm not going to buy it for sure. Like I respect it, and I really think people will like it. But honestly, dude, after we bought Battlefield, I honestly had way more fun in Battlefield than I did in Modern Warfare. Now, granted, it's not the campaign. For Gotham Knights, the point that Chance made is the story is what I'm so excited about. Like, I think it's cool to play as the different characters. It's a little bummer not to be Batman, but I don't care. I care about the story because it is a super dope story. And to be fair, I've listened to a couple people who have gotten to actually play the game. Their reviews were indeed mixed, but everyone that I've heard has said, like, what was mixed about it was that you basically start off as like a base character for just a tiny bit to like build you into the story. Then you jump like way into the game where you have a bunch of powers and stuff, and there's no context. There's no like, well, why is this guy like getting electrified, and how do I do these crazy combos? Like, there wasn't that buildup, and everybody said like, that's what I want. And so that makes me excited that there'll be a lot of kind of story to tell in the system. As much as I would love to play with you guys, and maybe we'll get to do that a little bit, realistically, I'm not going to be playing this whole game co-op. I'm going to be playing it singular. So that stuff is very cool. I like that it's built in, but realistically, I just want to sit down and take my time and enjoy Gotham again with some new characters. Chance, what do you got?
Oh boy.
I totally forgot why I am holding off on Gotham, and I'm 99% sure I'll buy it. I am going to wait. If something happens and it comes out and they're just like, wow, this game is actually pure caca, I'm going with Persona 5 Royal.
That's right. That's what I forgot.
I know. I was sitting there, I was like, we're missing something. What are we forgetting about? And that's what, I know.
I already have that pre-installed. Sorry,
so
Mass
do
Effect. I can play it later. I can just play Mass Effect later in January.
So
I do want to give Persona a try. You're right. I played it so many times. Guys, let's end the show like we always do with the best food we had this week. Chipotle Bear, I'm going to throw it over to you first. What was the best food you had this week?
So most interesting food I had this week was ramen. Not like Top Ramen, like Maru-chan, even though that's mad respect to them. But on that same Tuesday, right before I bought the Dead Space box, we were at right next to our gymnastics place, there's this like an actual true Japanese ramen place. And my wife was like, let's go check it out. So we did. It was good. It wasn't great. It was definitely overpriced, but cool. Good to try new stuff. But the best food I had was all today. And here's why. So today I stayed home from work because of the Great American Beer Festival. I honestly expected to be waking up in not a good state, but the truth is I was a good guy. I literally set a timer and had water. I didn't drink anything that I didn't really like. So if it was just beer, I didn't drink beer for the sake of beer. I threw it away and got a better one. So woke up good today, and we put in a floor. Like, you can't see from my setup, but literally all around me is furniture and everything from this other giant room in here. We put in over 600 square feet of flooring. We got to finish it up tomorrow. And so while we were working, my mother-in-law was kind enough to go get us some Popeyes today. So you know what I can do?
Chicken for Popeyes.
Got to have a good old chicken sandwich today, which was delightful for lunch. And then this evening, as we were like literally dead tired, backs killing us, I had to go to a school play this evening, which was great. And I love the play itself. Had to leave for some other reasons. But anyway, before that, we went to Chipotle, and you know what I got? I never get it, but I had a craving because Chance always talks about was a barbacoa burrito. Dude, it was just clutch. Like, it was so good. And the best part was 2 of my former students were on the line. And so when I was like, can I have a barbacoa? He did like a pretty healthy, like, first grip. And I was like, oh, thanks, bud. He's like, no worries. And he literally went and got a second one. It was like a 2.5 meat barbacoa burrito boot. It was so good. Like, I'm very content. So anyway, that was the best food I had this week, man.
Very nice. I'll go next, Bubble Boy. Shout out to Orion Sushi, one of our favorites over here in Lakewood. Got the 2 spicy grill rolls, which has like crab on top, and then there's something else in there in the fish and jalapeno. Delicious, spicy edamame. Allie got the hibachi chicken. Fantastic. Allie and I actually got to go out, just us, like an early dinner because Allie's parents were in town and they watched the kids. So that was just nice to get away. And also, guys, I got to give a huge shout out. I hadn't gotten this cereal in a long time, and it's a top 5. Cap'n Crunch standard, you guys. It's just incredible. I ate the whole box, and it was one of those gigantic family sizes.
It's a good one, bud. That's a classic.
So good. Bubble Boy, what about you? Best food?
Yeah, so I was up in Keystone on Tuesday and Thursday for a school counseling conference, and I forget where it was just like the Keystone Resort and Lodge. But I got just a bacon. I want to say margarita.
Great choice. I love bacon.
Wasn't. No, I know. I just got bacon. Bacon Bloody Mary. And a bacon jam burger to go with it. It was just all bacon. I was all by myself. It was amazing. I loved it. It was great. It wasn't anything like super fancy. I know bacon jam might kind of sound fancy, but it really wasn't. It was fairly basic, but just super, super hit the spot. Loved all that bacon. Probably wouldn't have ordered all that if I was sitting there with all my girls. Because I would have gotten a couple of looks, but I was all by myself, and so I was like, "Yeah, everything with bacon, I'll have."
I'm a grown man.
Yeah,
I can do what I want.
My bacon.
Yeah.
Or it was, you know what it was?
Who wants some man meat?
I do.
I want some man meat.
Huh? Michael the White would like your man meat.
Well, then my man meat he shall have.
He shall have.
Guys, this has been Xbox Record This, episode 75. Another banger, slanger, if I may say so, myself. My name is Daddy D. Wally. You can follow me at Daddy D. Wally across all social media. You can follow the show at Xbox Record This across all social media. Please slide into our DMs. Send us those emails. Write comments on our YouTube. We really do appreciate it. Bubble Boy, where can people find you?
Writing into Xbox Record This at gmail.com because I would love to get a shout out on that show.
Sounds good. And Chipotle Bear, where can people find you?
For the next couple weeks, you watch me all kinds of spooky stuff. Can't watch new Hellraiser on Hulu, but on the socials, you can find me at Chipotle Bear on Instagram or at Chipotle_Bear on Twitter.
Well, as always, Nathaniel Hackett haters, see you online.
See you online.
See you online.
It's not his fault. It's Russ's fault.
There are certain rules that one must abide by in order to successfully survive a horror movie. For instance, Number 1, you can never have sex. Big no-no. Big no.
I'm a dead man.
Popcorn. Sex equals death. Okay. Number 2, you can never drink or do drugs. No, the sin factor. It's a sin. It's an extension of number 1. And number 3, never, ever, ever, under any circumstances, say, I'll be right back. Because you won't be back.
I'm getting another beer. You want one?
Yeah, sure.
I'll be right back.
I have no idea what movie that's from.
What? Scream?
It's a great movie, Bob.
Oh my God, it's
Okay. I haven't seen Scream in forever, and I love Scream.
It's
so
Jamie,
sorry. I'm
not
sorry.
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie
What I wanna
Kennedy.
say, Jamie Kennedy, yeah.
And Matthew Lillard.
Xbox Record This is a podcast created by Daniel Walenzik. You can follow him at Daddy Diwali on all social media. The assistant to the co-host is Jose Martinez, and you can follow him at Chipotle_bear on Twitter. The assistant to the co-host is Chance Siegel, and you can follow him at BubbleBoyN7. You can follow the show at Xbox Record This on all social media. If you'd like to find out more about the show, visit xboxrecordthis.com.